A total of 40 states have been approved for extended SNAP food stamp benefits for the month of March. What's going on, guys? Josh Baldwin here from Mad Money Millennial, bringing you the latest news, the most straightforward information out there for those of you on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and SNAP or EBT benefits. You could do me a giant favor as always by tapping those like and subscribe buttons, and let's get into this video where we will discuss an update on SNAP benefits and when exactly beneficiaries can expect to receive these benefits, which varies from state to state. Now, the most frustrating thing about updating you guys on this topic is that the states that get approved to extend these benefits into the next month change literally from week to week. 2 weeks ago, for example, at the beginning of this month, we discussed 22 states that have been approved to extend emergency allotments. Since then, we introduced 9 additional states that were approved for extended SNAP benefits in March. And as of today, March 15th, we have a total of 40 states that are approved for extended emergency allotments in March. Now, before I get deeper into the subject of this video, I wanted to announce to you guys a brand new video editing and presentation style that I'm going to be trying out for my videos from now on. So instead of the usual PowerPoint presentation style, where I read off bulleted items relevant to the topic that I'm talking about, I'm instead going to be sharing with you guys articles straight from the news and video clips that are relevant to the topics that we're talking about in our videos. So I hope you guys like this new style. Comment down below what you think about this new presentation style. Any and all feedback is welcome, so please let me know. And without further ado, let's get into this video. Okay, so the first topic that I wanted to cover are what states through the month of March have been authorized to extend emergency allotments. So if you direct your attention to this website, this is the official USDA.gov website for COVID-19 emergency allotments. And so if you follow this introduction right here, it says that the USDA has granted waivers to the following states, allowing for the issuance of emergency allotments based on a public health emergency declaration by the Secretary of Health and Human Services under blah, blah, blah. And then this is the list of states that have acknowledged extensions of emergency allotments through the month of March. So here we have Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, California, Colorado, and so forth. And so if you click on any one of these individual state links, California, for example, you'll see right here under emergency allotments that the March extension has been approved. So if I click on this, you'll see the actual document that shows the authorization under the under section 2302A1 of the Families First Coronavirus Response Act of 2020, which allows the states to request the extension of emergency SNAP benefits. Okay, so that's how you verify if your home state or your individual state has qualified to extend emergency allotments through the month of March. And so when April rolls around, you can check if it's been extended for April as well by coming back to this website and clicking on your state and seeing if it has been approved. The next thing I wanted to show you, so this is with regards to Indiana. So Indiana's pandemic-related emergency SNAP benefits have unfortunately been set to expire. So let's take a look at this. Indiana officials say the state's pandemic-related emergency SNAP benefits are coming to an end soon. In March of 2020, the government allowed the Hoosier state to allow families receiving SNAP benefits to receive the maximum benefit allowed based on the number of people in the household. So if you remember from my earlier videos, the maximum number of people in the household that can qualify for SNAP benefits is 8. And that was up to a maximum amount of $1,504. So for many, they call them Hoosiers, or residents of Indiana, this meant they received more SNAP benefits than they would have under non-emergency conditions. Now, the Indiana Family and Social Services Administration, so the equivalent Social Services Administration for Indiana, the organization that runs that, says those extra SNAP benefits are coming to an end. So due to the end of Indiana's COVID-19 public health emergency, the Indiana FSSA says the last month that residents will receive emergency enhanced SNAP benefits is May 2022. So mark that in your calendars, folks. If you're from Indiana, the last month that you'll be receiving extended SNAP benefits is in May. Now, beginning in June 2022, the SNAP benefit amount a household receives will again, as it was before the pandemic, be based on eligibility factors like household size, income, and allowable deductions. So in June, the SNAP benefit amount that someone will receive will be based on, just like before the pandemic, the same type of eligibility guidelines. And so for more information on how the benefit amount will change, you can go and click on other stuff that they have here on their website for further information. Okay, moving on. So that covered Indiana. This article is with regards to Kentucky. Governor says extra SNAP benefits would end without COVID state of emergency. So it's been 2 years since Governor Andy Beshear declared a COVID state of emergency. Republican-led legislation has set an end date, but the governor is concerned about SNAP benefits. He says Kentuckians will now lose. Monday, the governor argued a resolution that would end the emergency and would cut off $50 million in SNAP benefits. In January, the governor signed a bill that ends the state of emergency on April 14th. The recent resolution passed last week. Governor Beshear indicated that he would veto the resolution. House and Senate Republicans have the supermajority to override it. So let's take a look at this video clip at the top of this news article and see what information we can gather.
Month from today, Kentucky's COVID-19 state of emergency will expire. However, lawmakers passed Senate Joint Resolution 150 last week that would end the state of emergency immediately. The governor has not signed it. He's indicated he may veto it. Today, Governor Beshear talked about concerns he has with the resolution, including the impacts it will have on $50 million of extended SNAP benefits. As WKYT's Chad Hedrick explains, top Republicans say the governor has not expressed these concerns to them.
It's been 2 years since Governor Andy Beshear declared a COVID state of emergency. Republican-led legislation has set an end date, but the governor is concerned about SNAP benefits. He says Kentuckians will now lose.
We don't have these extra benefits. We are providing less in terms of how much food people can get.
Monday, the governor arguing a resolution that would end the emergency immediately would cut off $50 million in SNAP benefits. Republican leaders say that is not the case.
We have been told that this has nothing to do with the emergency declaration, that those extended SNAP benefits could come through a request from CHFS, Secretary Friedlander, and go back to continue those.
In January, the governor signed a bill that ends the state of emergency on April 14th. The recent resolution passed last week. Senate President Robert Stiver says Republican leaders have not heard from the governor about his concerns over the benefits.
The reason we did this so far in advance was to give the governor the ability to reach out to us and respond to us. And he hasn't, except through press conferences and communiques through the press.
The governor saying he's had conversations about this issue.
It's been really clear in all the discussions that if the state of emergency isn't extended, the SNAP benefits end. That's been a part of every negotiation we've been in. Certainly all of those that we have been negotiating with understood that.
Governor Beshear indicated he would veto the resolution. House and Senate Republicans have the supermajority to override it. In Frankfort, Chad Hedrick, WKYT.
And Stiver says Resolution 150 states that the General Assembly has no intent to, quote, impair or delay the ability of the Commonwealth to receive any federal stimulus or pandemic-related funds or services.
Okay, so there you see that the governor is having an issue with the end date that Senate Republicans set for the end of SNAP benefits to expire on April 14th. The governor's concerned because a lot of people are already receiving lower than average benefits, less and less benefits each month since the beginning of the year. And he's concerned that declaring an end to the COVID state of emergency will also lead to an end to the emergency SNAP benefits that so many residents of Kentucky are relying on. All right, moving on to this next topic. Food pantries preparing for increase in demand as SNAP benefits will soon end. And so this article is relevant to the people of Iowa. Food pantries are expecting a large surge in demand as expanded benefits that many Iowans rely on will soon be running out. So similar to Indiana and Kentucky, it looks like there's also a end date that is set for Iowa. Riverbend Food Bank says it will be able to manage the coming demand when benefits end in April. But smaller food pantries in the area will likely struggle due to a drop in donations and a hike in inflation. Riverbend CEO Mike Mend spoke on the issue, saying there haven't been as many food donations coming into the food bank, and so we've had to supplement that with purchasing more food. And with the inflation that costs us more, peanut butter is like 40% more than it cost us pre-pandemic. So coupled with rising demand and rising inflation, residents of Iowa are pretty scared because with the extended SNAP benefits running out, that provides them with pretty much no ability to get more food and instead be forced to go back to regular stores and start purchasing food at these high prices due to inflation. So over the pandemic, they said they've seen a 50% increase in demand for their food banks. So that's another issue that's been going on, is they are receiving less and less food donations, probably because people are, feeling the effects of this inflation. Other people are feeling the effects of this inflation, so less people are willing and able to provide donations and to the regular food banks that they normally contribute to. As for the residents of New York, the New York City governor announced that $232 million in additional food stamp assistance for New Yorkers will be extended in March. So it says that SNAP households in all counties outside of New York City should see these extra benefits posted between now and the end of the day, Thursday, March 17th. Those SNAP households in the 5-county New York City region should see their benefits post between Thursday, March 17th and Wednesday, March 30th. New Yorkers continue to rely heavily on SNAP, with about 1.5 million households throughout the state enrolled in the program in January. So it looks like for the state of New York, SNAP benefits have been authorized to be extended through the month of March. And last but not least, we have the state of Ohio. So let's check out this article. People across greater Cincinnati are preparing for COVID-19 benefits to come to an end. A measure to end Kentucky's COVID-19 state of emergency could mean the loss of extra food stamp benefits if it becomes law. So, similar to the state of Kentucky, residents of Cincinnati, Ohio, are also concerned about the declaration for the state of emergency for COVID-19, which also means the end to the extension for SNAP benefits. Let's take a look at this video clip at the top of this video.
Benefits will soon be ending and how you can still get the help you need.
Once the pandemic happened, it was like boom.
The Cincinnati Parent Empowerment Network opened its doors in 2019, soon after the COVID-19 pandemic hit.
We were sharing information on where to get food, where to get financial assistance.
The nonprofit shares a host of resources to families of all financial situations.
I'm so glad I checked my email today.
Right now, families they help serve are preparing for COVID-19 added benefits to come to an end, including utility bill assistance through Greater Cincinnati Waterworks. The program is scheduled to end April 4th. Davis says families should also prepare for added SNAP food benefits to end soon. She believes it will happen in May, and Davis anticipates food pantries will then get hit hard.
All
right, so there you see, it looks like their utility assistance program is set to end in April, and their extended SNAP benefits are expected to end around May. So if you're living in the state of Ohio, please be prepared for the possibility of those SNAP benefits to end around those dates. Alright guys, I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope you enjoyed this new presentation style. If you did, please leave a like, comment down below any information you might have about your own state SNAP benefits, and maybe you can help someone else out as well. And of course, please subscribe. Stay safe, stay hustling, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.